What's going on? It's Coach P. I want to welcome you to a new episode of No Cap. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share so you can help us build the community. Check out this clip with me and my boy KC. Enjoy the clip. Let's get it.
No cap. Like this.
Hey, man, it's been a minute since we've been on here, but I always say it's been a minute. It's been a minute to us, and ain't been a minute to them.
Yeah.
Just another episode. It's good.
Yeah, man. I'm helping my boy out, man. They doing a reality show, and man, the reality is that shit is oof. Boy, it's the opposite of everything that we coaching on here.
Yeah, man. Let me see. I'm gonna use that one today. Yeah, how you been though? Other than that, bro, cooling.
Oh man, just been busy, man. Busy, because my normal schedule got thrown off with all that. But outside of busy, man, I've been good. What about yourself?
Same shit, man. Almost made a blunder. I'm gonna tell you a story though, but before I get into that, man, I'm gonna chop it up with you for a minute. I've been good though, bro. Sometimes you have these revelations, but we're gonna get into it. Before when is a good time to start running? Oh, before we even get into anywhere, I'm gonna get a question of the day quick. Get it out the way. The question of the day is, when is a good time to start running? Here's your four choices. A, when you hear gunshots. B, when somebody else starts running. C, when you're getting on your mama nerves. Or D, when Pops take off his belt. So that's the question of the day. When is a good time to start running? Gunshots. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say it.
Gunshots. Somebody else starts running. You getting on your mama nerves, or Pops take off his belt. So what you got?
Two things. First, when you first said that, I thought you was talking about like time of day, like going for a jog in the AM.
When I first started reading, I thought it was that.
The afternoon, the PM, you know what I'm saying? And then it turned into something else. My answer would be if you don't run on all of those, something wrong with you. You should run on all of those, because getting on your mama's nerves could turn into your Pops taking off his belts plus gunshots and other people running. So
gunshots become normal, so you don't really run when you hear them nowadays, unless you're in a big crowd and they just come out.
No. So gunshots could get fools to running, and if they start running, you ain't gonna be frozen vegetables. You go run too. Like coming out the club, you talking, and they be like, "Boy, they shooting over there." Pat, pat. And if somebody take off, oh, you go. So I would say, I don't know a good time to run, because any of those could be a good time to run. Your mom come at you with a stick or something, 2x4 that she used in the back of the thing, or a broomstick or anything in her hand, and she start coming at you, like, oh, she tripping, I'm out the back door. I don't know about running from your Pops.
Ain't no running from Pops.
That one ain't even.
Pops tell you to stop, nigga. Just think.
Yeah, you freezing with the voice. Sit your ass.
Yeah.
If you run from Pops, you gotta come back.
You gotta come back to that. So yeah, ain't no running from Pops. I ain't really running from moms either, because you ain't gotta run from moms either, because mom's gonna hit you with it. You can try to pivot moms and try to block and try to defense with moms, but
moms before at least once, like, bro, I'm out of here.
I think the answer for me would be when somebody else starts running. I mean, they all good answers, but Huh?
But I think to your answer, this is what I was gonna say. The question is phrased wrong. It's not when is a good time to run, because any of those could be a good time except for Pops. When is the best, like when is the most likely time that you go run? Like what, you know what I'm saying? What's most likely?
Yeah.
What would
And
cause you, what's more likely to cause you to run?
seeing somebody else taking off.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Are y'all running? Where we running from?
Figure it out there.
And don't be the stupid ones who run towards the trouble. Oh, they're
Right.
doing something. Let me go there. Yeah, get your ass that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Now look, I know you didn't went walking with your partners before y'all walking. And one of them take off running in real life, everybody in a full sprint. Like real life, ooh, y'all get all the way to where you running, and then you like, bro, what? Bro, you didn't see them?
Yeah. Nigga just wanted to run. Nigga just wanted to run.
I remember me and Mar was walking one time, right? Me and Mar, and it was these some dudes have been driving through like shooting at people, right? And they said it was a red car. And it looked like the car off Boys in the Hood or Everything I Love. It was a red car. And so me and Mark walking one day at night. And a red car with tents pull up, cuz. And we walking, and me and Mark, we ain't say a word to each other. We just still keep walking, right? We kind of looked at the car, but we didn't, we looked. And then we turned like this, kept walking. And I don't know if you remember the Expos, but coming into the Expos, it was the little building right there. And they was on the side street, like on Brush Street. So we walking in and we just walked. And as soon as we hit the wall where they couldn't see us, where the center was right there and they couldn't see us because they was on the side street, boy, we broke. We didn't say nothing to each other. We walked like this. And as soon as the wall cut us off, boy, we at the same, we didn't coordinate. Like Cedric Entertainer said, we didn't need no coordination or nothing. We just took off, boy. So I think that's
when you know, you know.
Yeah.
That's that sixth sense kicking in. Man, look. Let the sixth sense kicking in. So what you think about Drake and everybody coming at Drake? Kendrick put that out. J. Cole responded. J. Cole come back, say it's over with. Drake say, fuck what you talking about. I want all the smoke. Ain't no apologies. But the problem is, Drake, like, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna address everybody in one. Drake didn't even mention half of these niggas' names, and niggas start battle rapping them. Rick Ross beefing with Drake. I don't even know what the fuck he said about Rick Ross. But Rick Ross on here like, white boy, you was doing whoop, whoop, whoop. You got BBLs. What Lupe Fiasco come in, he like, yeah, Drake is the best one alive. Kendrick is a better performer, but he can't fuck with Drake. Metro Boomin, nigga Drake then sent the drum line to play at the strip club for him and doing, I don't know why he killing Metro Boomin like that. He didn't got Metro Boomin doing the drum line.
Was at the strip club.
That's for Metro Boomin. That's how Metro Boomin and Future got put on. They set that whole thing up. You ain't never heard that story with Metro and Future? That's how Future got put on. See, Metro was the DJ in Magic City. And him and Future was roommates. But Metro will always be playing Future shit, right? And I think Metro would always play Future shit, and then they'd be like, "Yeah, you heard about this new nigga, Future, But they roommates and shit. But Metro pushing it, but they don't know that they partners, and so that everybody trying to be like,
and he make beats and he rap. That was smart.
So that's how they did they shit. So when Future was blowing up, Metro was the one really pushing Future like that. Robbie Rocco with them,
like Zay
and JT
Gucci.
Bigger Figure and Gucci,
and Gucci and
Waka Flocka.
Rocco always he always used to be in what's called it.
Yeah. See, because Rocco the one who brung out
Yeah.
Future, and but Future was shy, but Metro was pushing him because if you want to do something big and really want to make your album go, what I'm saying, you got to get it in that strip club and let the strippers the one who do it. And I messed up. Quick little story. I messed up one day. I got in I used to go to the strip club that I used to go to was a not Blue Flame. I was gonna lie to you.
Right in the hood on the west side.
Yeah, I know. Me and Lil Cuz, who you do I don't want to put nobody's names out there, but who you do amongst men with our folks, you know what I'm saying? Me and him went to the Blue Flame when we used to go to the bouncer. Me and that nigga used to have a ball. I'm gonna leave it at that. But Cuz, what's up with you if you're watching it? Miss you, my nigga. But what's the other one? Flashers, not Flashers. Was it Flashers? It wasn't Flashers. What's the other one? Was it Red Rooster? I can't remember. But we was at one of these clubs and
Follies?
Was it Follies? Damn, I can't remember I can't remember the name. I just know what happened was this night that I was going in there, I got at the DJ, well, my folks did, and he was like, "Yo, my man's got his song that he trying to push," and I didn't know we was going in there on to I was going there to see the females. You feel me? I didn't know it was gonna be nothing like that. So when the DJ came, he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "Case, come on," and I'm thinking the DJ finna give me the mic and I'm finna just, you feel me? But DJ was like, nah, nigga, we don't do it like that. You feel me? And I needed to have a CD or something to push, and I didn't unprepared. Lesson: if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Should have had a CD on me. Didn't know. But that's how you get big, especially in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Bring your CDs to the strip club and make them strip. If the strippers gonna dance to it and they gonna do their thing to it, then the rest of the world gonna vibe out to it. So that was a life lesson.
Actually told me that Lil Jon was like, you got to hit the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
First came out with Be a Beer.
Yeah, that preparation, man. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance, man. That's some real shit. Yeah, I don't try that shit no more. Now I'm too old to be rapping. I'm gonna be out here trying to do no rapping no more. I'm at, it's good for some people to hit over 40 and niggas be out here rapping. Jay-Z, nigga, you gotta be big. If you ain't, you ever think about this, bruh? The only rappers that we really listen to for real, is damn near is in their 50s.
Yeah, most of them is 30 plus. I'll say that for sure.
Name me the 31 that. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with like the Future maybe.
Yeah, because you got to think about Future, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. They all in their like 30s and all that. Drake.
Because I'm thinking Jay-Z, 40.
Yeah, 40.
That's 50s.
But then you got Jada Kiss and Fabulous and all them dudes is in their 40s.
Yeah, they in their 40s. But we got game, but
Lil Wayne, he's 40 something.
Lil Wayne need to change his name to Fat Wayne. That motherfucker fat. Wayne fat now. It's Fat Wayne. He need to take little off his name. Huh?
Ain't even seen him.
Yeah, Wayne and your volume going in and out too, but Wayne kind of chubby face.
You said what happened?
Your volume going in and out too.
It is?
Nah, you good. I can hear you. I think it's going a little slower, but you good. Okay. Yeah, but
oh, it's because I'm at the office today.
Yeah, man. You say you big boy stepping today.
Yeah.
Hey. That's what Drake said. That's what Drake said to Kendrick Lamar. How you a big stepper when you only 5'7"? He said, how you a big stepper when you wear a size 7 shoe? Hey, they don't want no problems with that light skinned dude, man. Light skinned nigga winning.
What Drake had to? I mean, what
Rick Ross?
Yeah, had to do with anything.
No idea, brother. Rick Ross like me. I'm finna put an album out, so then let me start getting in this beef too. But
here's the kicker.
Huh?
Here's the twist. all these dudes had a conversation about doing this shit because
I
music
thought the
was
same thing.
losing a little bit of, and they had to shake it up so everybody can make money because album sales ain't what it used to be, and don't nobody feel like going on tour. So they know the way to paper right now is right through the internet. Don't even gotta leave. So if they can create something that's gonna flood the internet, it's entertainment. It's like the WWF or the WWE or whatever the hell it's called. These dudes are basically in the WWF right now. Smart, intelligent, but also fake.
Right. Hey, P, you see this water right here? I made this water. I'm a water maker. No, this water right here, I got cucumbers in here, strawberries, and lemon. That's some good water right there.
Yeah.
Detox, hydrate, and get rid of the bloatedness.
Yeah, straight up.
We got what they say. Self-care is the best care, or something like being healthy is wealth. Health is wealth.
Indeed.
Health is wealth. Now, let me wrap with you. So I was playing. You play this game called Monopoly Go.
Nah, you told me about it before though.
Yeah. So I was playing Monopoly Go, and Joe, I'm gonna say Joe. You were just talking about his brother a minute ago when y'all took off running. Joe.
Oh,
okay. Joe is on Monopoly Go, right?
Yeah.
And so
Easy.
I was riding home the other day and I seen I kept getting these little messages. And I'm like, damn, what's up with the message? Knocking all my buildings down. I'm like, damn, this nigga knocked all my buildings down. So I said, I'm gonna get payback. So I went and I started tearing all his buildings down. Pow, 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 pow. I'm tearing all his buildings down. And then I ran out of dice.
Yeah.
And then I guess what I did, I started sending a little emoji with the dog, like, "Mama, you tore all my buildings down." So I guess he said, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying?" And he came back and tore all my buildings down. And I ain't got no dice to defend myself, so he tearing all my dice down. So everything that I had built was destroyed. But I ain't feel like going through the whole motion. So what happened is I went to sleep. I get up in the middle of the night, whatever, and I browse my phone like I normally do. And as I'm browsing my phone, I go to the Monopoly Go, collect a little free dice that I can get. I'm gonna go back to bed. Well, when it came up, the card came up, right? The cards came up, and it gave me some cards that I needed, some cards that I really didn't, but it gave me an extra card. And so when I went to my sticker app to upload the cards that I already have so I can trade them, I started getting a whole lot of trade requests, right? And it's one card that I needed for maybe 300 free dice, right? 300 dice with one card. And I've been asking people previously, can I have this card? Can we trade this card? Everybody been saying no. And so I get this card. And so now when I get this card, all the requests come in, and one guy offered me 3 cards for this one card that I had. And in the card, it was 2 new cards and one other card. And the card that he sent, I needed. And the other card, it was still a new card, so it'll go to something else to create something else, right? And so I said, cool, let's do it, because I need the dice. I seen that I was out of dice, and I wanted the dice, so I got so anxious because I was down on some, right? I got so anxious that I wanted the dice that he was giving for the card. I don't need it. I need these dice, though. I said, run it. Give me the deal. And he said, cool, I'm finna send it. Right when he said that, another offer came in. I started getting a lot of offers, but this next offer right behind his was for the same card that I had just traded, but it was for 3 cards again, but all 3 cards I needed to complete a set on each set. So the card that I'm finna trade to him for the 3 cards is going to give me 300 dice. But the card, the trade behind him would have gave me 1,000.
Mm.
But when I was trying to cancel it, hold on, and I was going to accept the other one, I go to my page to make sure Buddy didn't send it, and I was going to switch it out. But when I get to when I go to add the other guy so I can trade with him, the cards, Buddy already has sent the cards. So when he sent the cards, I'm not going to go back on my word because I said I was going to do something.
Mm.
Even though you don't know me, I'm still going to stand on my values and my principles. So I'm going to honor this trade, even though the other trade is better. So I had to tell other Buddy, hey, cancel the trade because already traded the card off. Now I could have been sneaky and just kept the card that he sent and then still made the trade. But I believe in karma. Now, I know what you're saying, but this story got to do with anything. Here's the message. I was so anxious to get this card that I traded without being patient and waiting to see what was really for me. Sometimes we take the first thing that's in front of us because we get so anxious. We can see everything looking so gloom and doom. We didn't get what we wanted when we wanted it, or all the time it seems like we don't have enough patience to get the things that we want. So as soon as it looks to be a good deal, we hop on it. Oh, I'm gonna take it. Now knowing that just because it didn't come when you wanted it, and just because it's right there in front of you, don't mean it's the best deal. Sometimes you got to be patient.
Yeah.
Hold on for a minute and see what else is coming for you. And that's the message, man. And the reason I say that is because once I seen it, I say, damn, God be doing that to you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times he'll put something there and it may not come when you want it. And then something to come, you'll be like, I gotta hurry up and get this because this given it to me. And then right when you get it, something better comes behind you. Like, damn, I should have waited a little while longer. So, message: be patient because you don't know what's coming behind something. Just because you've been waiting and it seems to appear itself, still wait and see what follows behind it. Give it a little bit of time because something else may be coming. You may miss one bus, but like the 50 and the 51, want to be back 15 minutes from now. So just be patient, chill, and see what's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, time is definitely a big factor. Time is something that is undervalued. Time is something that is utilized to control people. Time is something that must be managed correctly. Time is also something that is often poorly managed. Time is also has an effect on money. People associate time with money all the time. They say time is money. So a lot of times, no pun intended, but a lot of times individuals, when in need or want, because sometimes people may feel like what they want, they need it because how much they want it. It becomes a need just because of want, but not a need as far as a necessity, right? So at those times when people kind of blur the lines of needs versus wants, they want it, they need it because they want it so badly, not needing it because it's a necessity. A lot of those times, that's when individuals can become a little impatient as well, because it's something that they want so bad that they make it become a need. And then as soon as it looks like what they've been waiting on, even just a little bit, oh, there it is, they rush for it. And then sometimes, again, there goes that word times, a person been in need for so long, so much time, that when something comes along that gives them a glimpse of hope, gives them a glimpse of stepping up, they settle for that and hopes to feel better about their current situation. They don't want to continue to sit in the same situation. So a lot of it does have to do with time and how people manage time, how people, uh, you know, equate their time to money, or trading their time for trading their time for money, trading their time for what they believe is a necessity or a need. But like they say, you can't get time back, and sometimes you don't get a second chance on certain opportunities, at least not immediately, right? It could come along in the future, but not immediately. So be careful when you accept an offer. Make sure to spend some time and think and see if that's really the offer you need. Actually, we was talking about artists when we first came on. You briefly talked about Drake and all that stuff that's going on with Drake and all of them, right? Artists often a lot of artists who come from not having money and they see these dudes having all this money, and not just artists, actors and comedians and athletes, people who sign for stuff, they get their first big break. And oftentimes when they get their first big break, what do? They get presented with something, they like, oh yeah, I'm a sign. And they sign, and then what happens? Years down the road, you hear about these artists and these celebrities who we've been looking at this whole time like, man, they got the life. They come out complaining about how broke they is and they never made no money and that they been getting robbed this whole time because somebody presented them with an offer when it was something that they wanted so bad that it became a need. And then when somebody presented them with the first offer that came or one that looked good enough, they jumped on it. And then if they would have just waited or did some more research or educated themselves, they could have got a better offer, you know. But sometimes experience is what teaches you that. So yes, your story that you told, basically in a nutshell, tells you that sometimes you have to spend time being patient, like you said, researching stuff a little bit more, not being in a rush, and also that don't let your wants become so much of a need that you jump into something that's you're going to regret because it's an offer that looks good, but it ain't really it. You know what I mean? Really see what's being offered and take your time.
So my question I'm going to ask you real quick. If God or the universe, however y'all want to slice it and dice it, gives you everything you want right now, everything you ever wanted right now, would you be able to handle it? And are you ready to receive it? That's the question for you.
I think it depends on the individual. I think most people would probably say yeah, because again, there are a lot of those things they've been wanting forever and they need. And I think even though most people would say, yeah, I understand the question, because if they did get it, who knows where they are in their current mental health, physical health, or just best practices, right? That's when people be talking about like fumbling the bag. You can get everything that you ever asked for in this bag. Here we go. And if an individual is not mentally prepared, responsible enough, and if they have poor practices or poor bad habits, more bad habits than good habits, it don't matter what they're given, the lifestyle is going to always win. So if a person's habit lifestyle is driven by bad habits, when they get a blessing of any sort, if they haven't changed for the better, the bad habits go take over and the lifestyle go always win. It don't matter if it's fitness, it don't matter if it's money, it don't matter what it is. So for me, I believe that given the things that I'm working for, because that's the other thing, or have you been working for these things truly and by practicing the habits that resemble the goal? So we talked about this before. All the things that I want, to the best of my ability, I do it right now. Because that's how you get to the goal. You achieve those goals, not by just waiting on, praying on, hoping for, but by resembling it right now, doing what you would do if you had it, to answer your question. If you are in practice of doing what you would do if you had all those things, then when you get there, you'll already be in practice of it. But if a person is not in practice of it and somehow they get $1 million from the lottery or something, and they smoke coke, they gonna spend it all on coke. It don't matter if they got $1 million or if they buy unnecessary clothes and they gonna spend it all on, you know. So, and not that money is the thing that everybody hopes for. I'm just saying, for example, a person's bad habits will outweigh a blessing if they don't focus, because the lifestyle will always win, and God obviously sees your lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't think if God gave me everything I wanted right now, I don't think I'm ready to receive it. I don't think I'm ready to receive it. I like the way, I like what you said, but I like the way God gives you what you need where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Where you're at in life, God gives you that. You know what I'm saying? And like me, I always pray for uh patience or um courage or wisdom or whatever it may be. And God don't just say, here's the patience. God's gonna put you in a situation where you have to be patient. You know, he's not just gonna give you patience, like, here, you're patient now. Like, or he's not gonna say, hey, go be courageous, be the bravest person in the room. No, he's gonna put you in a situation where you're probably gonna be scared out your mind. And then you gotta be courageous in that situation. You know, you can't say, hey, God, I pray to be healthy and super healthy. He's probably gonna make you sick so you can get a little bit stronger and get a little bit more immune to that. So I'm grateful for um, the fact that he gives you what you need when you need it or when he sees fit for you. See, I like to pray. My cousin told me this not too long ago, and I like what he told me. He says, when you pray, when you pray to God, man, ask him to be the best version of yourself that he sees for you opposed to what you see for you. Because what they said about it, leading out into your own understanding and into your own temptations, you know, God knows better than what we know. God knows what I can handle more than I know what I can handle, right? Because a lot of times I think I can handle everything. And then you'd be like, them everything, I'm overwhelmed now. And once I become overwhelmed, now everything spirals out of control. So I wouldn't want God to give me everything I want, because becoming overwhelmed is a real thing. And once I get overwhelmed, then how can I manage everything that he's given me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just now appreciating the blessings. And I'm getting blessings that I didn't pray for many years ago coming to fruition now. So and I'm trying to deal with the, man, you know, whether stage shock or shock, whatever you want to call it, of dealing with that now. Like, oh, I got this, man. I prayed for this a long time ago, and it just now came. It's like ordering from Temu and waiting a long time to get your package, or Shein, you know, and you've been waiting for almost a month for this package to come, and it finally came, and damn, I forgot I prayed for this, you know. So I like the way God gives in, you know, if you count your blessings, if you count the blessings that God give you, you'll be counting all day. We just miss a lot of the blessings. We don't count all the blessings. We don't count the blessings like waking up, breathing, seeing family, waking up. We don't count them, and we zoom past them for the big blessings instead of counting the baby ones. So I would rather God continue to give me the blessings the way He see fit and dish them out and distribute them. You know what I mean? The way He sees fit, because He's the Alpha and the Omega. So He already knows what's going to happen, what happened, and when it's going to happen. He already wrote it. He's the narrator. So He already knows what's going to happen. So God, keep doing your thing, and I'm gonna keep on walking in your steps the way you tell me to move. That's how I'm gonna move. That's my answer.
Yeah, I understand what you mean when you say, and I don't want to go over people's heads because you know, I hear what you're saying and within what you're saying. When you say that a person may not be ready to accept everything. And like, so let's go back to an example that you mentioned so that it just drives home a little bit more, which is like a person could be praying to be more courageous, for instance. Like, because we talked about money, that's man-made. That's superficial. Clothes, cars, man-made, don't really matter. But something like being more courageous, fear or doubt, or these things are part of human nature. That, so it's a part of a person's spirit, right? Like positive and negative thoughts. So what you said when you say a person praying to be more courageous, if God said, well, the way that I would prove for you to prove that you're more courageous, a person may not be ready to do a backflip off a off the tallest building, the skyscraper with a bungee cord, right, attached to him. And God said, okay, you want to be more courageous? There's a bungee cord, do a backflip off that, and you may not be ready. Or if a person go wrestle an alligator, I ain't wrestling no alligator. What you talking about? So I hear what you're saying when you say that. So a person might say they want all these things, like, or go slay Goliath. That's something that people know from the stories.
Right.
I will go slay Goliath. Everybody might not be ready to go slay Goliath. They might be like, I'm not messing with Goliath. You tripping, right? So I hear what you're saying when you say that some things that a person might be asking for, they might just be saying it because it sounds good to them. But the thing that they had to do to prove that they were ready, they may not be ready to take the step. It's almost like when a person be like, "Oh, I can do that person's job," and then they get the position, and they like, "Man, I don't want this. I didn't know this is what you have to do to get there, and then maintain it." It's almost kind of the same thing. So I hear you. The only thing, this is what I would say. So when it comes to God, God is in you. It's not a separation. So since God is in you and it's not a separation, being a resemblance of God is your right. It's also your duty. And the more you tap into the fact that it's not a separation, you are a version of God. How we learn to best resemble that version of God from within ourselves is the work that we have to put in. It gets interrupted from human nature, from distractions, the many distractions in the world, from entertainment to 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 fear and doubt. But the number one distraction to a person is another person, like I said before. So other people interrupt who you are at the root of you from the day that you were born. You come in as a little God. But if no one grooms you to groom into your godliness, and they themselves are not in the best practices, then all that you can absorb is what's being taught. You don't have the ability until you grow to a certain state to rebuild who you were born to be. You were born to be a resemblance of God. That's who you are. However, individuals who raised us up may not have been in practice of that. So they taught us habits that are distractions. When we say raise your inner child, it's not just the bad habits that were taught to us. It's going back to recognize who you really are and were supposed to be if God would have raised you. If God would have raised you, who would you be today? So now that you are in the mindset, and everybody was talking about this on the phone earlier, me and you, and I was talking to a member. Now that when the few people that decide to get into a consistent practice of bettering themselves and outdoing bad habits, when you get into that, you start to create separations, right? In certain areas. You also are separating yourself from being who people kind of groomed you to be. and you're becoming more like God. Your version of the little God that's in you. So I would say I hear what you're saying, but if you go a little bit deeper, one thing that you could say that the reason that a person may not be ready to accept everything that God has given them or that they're asking God for is because they're not doing everything like God that they were created to be. So the closer we get to doing everything more like God and better habits, the more we'll be ready to receive. And then don't really even got to ask for it because it's yours already. You ask for it because you speak it into existence, but it's your right to have it. That's why you're asking for it in the first place. Because it is yours. So claim it, but
you ever heard that sentence? I never got it. I never understood it, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna throw it out there, and then I'm gonna go to something different. But you ever heard that sentence? Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it.
just might get it. Exactly. And
I don't get that because shit, I asked for it, but you don't know what you're asking for. So anyway,
yeah.
What I was going with, you say
you just might get it.
you say you want to talk about family today. Say you want to speak on family.
Oh, we doing family. We doing
Yeah.
family. What's up, family?
What's up, family? Yeah. And I like that topic.
Let me paraphrase it, and then you can go into where you're going. So
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
So the reason you spoke on the last podcast that we did, you said sometimes family can be the ones that are, and then you were like, but that's another topic for another day. Well, today's that day for that topic. And I'll also speaking to one of my members who watches our episodes and actually gives feedback. They had, they came up in conversation about that topic when you were talking about family. And I think family, I don't think, I know that family is something that a lot of people need to talk about, want to address, and don't really have the platform or really know how to go about that family thing. So that's exactly what the fuck we finna do right now. Here we go. What you was gonna say?
Well, I didn't have no where to go with it, but I like family. I like talking about family because the thing with family is we all have one, right? We all have a family. We all have family members, extended family, play cousins, real cousins, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, moms. In the past, we didn't spoke kids. We didn't spoke about everything, every person, and how everybody affects everybody's life. What we don't talk about is the bullshit that come with family members. I'm gonna be playing with it. We don't talk about the bullshit that comes with family members, right? And you see how you start smiling because see this is the conversation people be afraid to have, the bullshit that come with family members. And here's the thing, it's hard being the responsible person in your family, right? Right. It's hard to be the responsible person in the family, right? And because the responsible person gets all the fucking duties, right? If you become reliable, they're always going to call you. If you become somebody who's consistent, they're always going to call you. You're always going to be needed for something. They're going to overuse you. They're going to overwork. They're going to drain you of everything you fucking got. And it doesn't matter if it's a distant family member, and the shit don't start. It don't start from this family member. The shit starts at home, right? It works its way down. So it's like debts get paid. So it starts with at the top, mom, dad, if dad is there, siblings, brothers or sisters, cousins, close friends.
Don't skip something. Don't skip something. Siblings have what? And then I want you to go back to this. Okay.
No,
So
I want
when you say siblings, also their children. Now go ahead and keep
nephews and nieces, all of it. You know, it's a fucking totem pole of what you got to start dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And as a family member, you're not expected to say no, right? Saying no is the fucking antichrist. No, I can't help you right now. No, I ain't gonna be able to do this. Well, fuck you, you ungrateful motherfucker. I did X, Y, Z for you. And I know I'm using a lot of explicit words because in reality, when you tell a family member, no, you don't get that, oh, it's okay. You know, you get that, well, fuck you type attitude from a person. And so it's hard. So as a responsible person, you get the luxury of being called for everything. You get the luxury of being the punching bag. You get the luxury of being the bank. You get the luxury of being the babysitter. You get the luxury of being the psychologist, the therapist. You get the luxury of being the taxi cab. You get the luxury of being the Airbnb. You get the luxury of being Wells Fargo. You get the luxury of doing all the things that you didn't even fucking sign up for, right? Like you don't get up and go to work in the morning. Like you don't go through your own things. Like you don't get sick. Like you don't have your own life that you're trying to deal with. But what happens is your family, right? Your family, they want to fucking use you until what that song, use me until you use me up. You want to fucking use me up. Right. So being a responsible one, you get the luxury of all the bullshit. And I want to say it's very hard to say no to family members. That's some of the hardest shit you can do because you know all the problems. You've been a part of all the problems. You grew up in the problems. You grew up in the problems. So when you find a way to navigate out of the problems, and not really out of the problems, but you try to navigate away from their problems and try to become your own individual and live your own. It's like they say the crabs in the bucket. You know, when you finally start getting out, one pull you back down. And I don't necessarily know if they're trying to pull you back down as much as trying to latch on to you so you can pull them up. It depends on how you look at it, right? But whatever it is, it's extra fucking weight. Because when you start trying to help oneself, if I help Peter, hey Pete, I'm gonna help you real quick, bro. Here you go. Pete, dumbass, ain't gonna shut the fuck up. Pete gonna go tell Paul that I just helped him. Now Paul calling, hey bro, fuck with me real quick. Man, I ain't really got it, bro. But you helped Pete the other day. I'll see what I can do. Now Paul then went and told Pat. Pat hit you on the phone, hey bro. Hey, how you been, bro? I ain't heard from you in a minute, bro. Oh boy, you cool. Hey, bro, you think you can loan me 20? Now you got Pat calling you. Now Pat didn't run all this shit. I just didn't win a loan 20 from bruh. Now guys get Phil calling you now.
All these P's.
Yeah. Oh, my bad, P.
Don't say perish.
Oh, my next one.
I mean, what's going on, man?
I was thinking Peter to pay Paul, but shit, they just ran with it. But
yeah,
you get the gist of it, man. No matter how much, if you help a little bit, that's where they say people take an inch and run a mile with it. You can't help a motherfucker. And the biggest culprits, it don't be like you could tell a stranger, hey, bruh, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell a coworker, bro. If I could, I would, my boy. I'd help you, but I ain't got it. Right? You can talk to that. And even if you help a person on the street, they're more likely to pay you back because family members feel entitled.
Feel indebted.
Huh? Yeah, like you give a motherfucker $20, motherfucker be like, I got you back next week, boy. Nigga, next week, nigga.
And then if you ask for it, you tripping off $20?
That little punk ass 20.
Oh, punk ass 20. It wasn't no little punk ass 20 when you came to come get it.
Nigga, when you, hey, bro, fuck with me real quick, bro. I need that. Nigga, you know. Family members, they will run the fuck out of you. It's hard to be the responsible. Sometimes you wish wasn't even the fucking responsible. And I want to go and be the it in every family, you got one that want to be on drugs, you got one that want to be a pimp, you got one that don't want to do nothing but tell everybody what to do. You got one that want to be the hustler. You got one that's the fucking criminal. You got one that's the fucking lawyer. You in families, you got some of everybody, and everybody think they better than everybody. But there's always that one motherfucker who get caught for everything.
Yeah.
And when that motherfucker get caught, that motherfucker be looking at it like, I don't even want to pick up this phone. I ain't even picking up this phone. So before I go any further, Pete, tell me one of your family stories. Not necessarily your family, but tell me a family story.
I don't know if I necessarily got a family story, but I got some things to say.
Go for it.
I got some best practices, right? And some advice. Family, first and foremost, is like a love of your life because it's a fabric. It's intertwined like a fabric into your life. Some of your best memories of your life start and go with family. Some of the best memories that people ever have. Families create great memories together. Families also can create not so great memories. Even not so great memories are still something that's intertwined in that fabric, though. So there's like a bondage, a hold when it comes to family, but there's also an undying devotion when it comes to family. People are taught from day one, if you see your brother, cousin, sister fighting anybody, y'all don't fight by yourself. So that's a physical fight. But even in every other fight, especially depending on where you come from, you're always fighting together. I'm not talking about fighting each other, fighting together. You know, if somebody, you could just finish fighting your sibling. Now go outside and let somebody try to fight him. So there's this unspoken rule, even though people speak these rules, of the bond of family. That's why they say blood is thicker than water. There's this, you can't, there's the DNA of that, the fabric that's in that DNA, you can't deny it. And then those who are married into the family and become family, you just can't deny it. It is what it is. It's your family. You ride for them all day. And it's nothing wrong with having that side of you. Now, when you become the most responsible and the rock of the family, then yes, people will start to utilize that. But at the essence, people use people all the time. So when you are within the family, people use each other all the time, just like anybody else. Use in a good way, hopefully. But that's why people feel like they're owed something because of their family. And that's why people feel bad if they say no. But if you feel bad for saying no to a family member, that's the bad habit right there. You're wrong. So I once read this thing years and years ago. The fastest way to be stressed out is to say yes. If a person really wants to be stressed out, say yes to a whole bunch of stuff. Now, usually yes is considered to be a positive word. Like when you say it, yes, it sounds positive. But if a person wants to stress themselves out, say yes to too many people and too many things. And watch how fast that person becomes stressed out. So the opposite of that is no. The art of reducing stress is mastering saying no. When you master the art of saying no, stress will go down. If someone says, can you do this? And you know you really don't have time to do that. We was talking about time. Say no. Be courageous. You was talking about being courageous. Be courageous enough to say no. God might be saying, you've been praying for being courageous. You've been praying for peace. I'm going to put them together. Let's see how courageous you are when your family, who you complain about being stressed out about, asks you to do some things that's not detrimental to them. They go be all right because they got God anyway. You can pray for them too. That works. And you say yes instead of saying no. God, like, see, you're not ready to be courageous. You weren't even courageous enough to say no. So one of the best things that you could ever do is learn to say no. It's okay. Also, even better than saying no. That's a step though in the right place. Start there. Because this gets you going to the next place I'm about to talk about. In order to help others, to truly help others, and this is something people heard before, but I want to drive the point home. You got to help yourself first. You are not conditioned to really help nobody else. Like they be talking about like the blind leading the blind and the dumb. You're not, a person is not really conditioned to lead anyone unless they are proven to themselves that they're able to lead themselves first. If you really want to help somebody else, help yourself first. If you really want to lead, be a leader, lead yourself first. If God has put it on you to be the leader of your family, what you need to go do is go lead by yourself. Now, I thought about this. I always say by yourself. By yourself don't mean that your family ain't still there. They're just eyewitnesses. It's like if you're on a basketball court and everybody is sitting in the stands watching, there's hella people there, but they can see your greatness as you show it to them. The best way to help somebody else is them witnessing you grow and not go back. The ones who don't fall off will eventually grow. The ones who do fall off, no love lost. So I've had people, I ain't gonna say no names, say, I've changed because of you. It took them years to get there. I tell this to all my members that I train. As you start to change for the better, first people will talk about you, people will try to use you more and all that. But eventually, people are going to make changes in their life, your family, the people closest to you. So you don't have to force nothing on them. You just got to be a force to reckon with, and they'll eventually come along. There was learning to say no empowers you, the best version of yourself to truly help others. And the more you change for the better, others will follow, at least the ones that haven't fallen off. So that's what I wanted to say. I think it was one of the things I wrote down. Let me see. You may not be ready to be faced with everything. Like, oh, that was from the last. Oh, this was from the last one. All right. So that's why I wrote.
Don't worry about it. Let me piggyback off what you said. You said blood is thicker than water. My mom always told me this: blood is thicker than water, but shit is thicker than blood, and shit come between blood. Remember that. But I was given the bullshit side of family, right? That's the bullshit side of, because when I wrote it down, I wrote family, wide open topic, because everybody wants to say, you know, family. Here's the thing: family is also, it's a loving side to family too, right? Just like you say, man, we go through the fights, the family's there with you. We go through a lot of the complications of relationships, life, and everything else. The first person we hop on the phone with, our mamas, our brothers. If for men, we call our brothers or our sisters, and for women, shit, our siblings. Let me just say that we call our siblings. We call the closest family member that we got to. It could be your cousin. We the first people that we reach out to is family. And if we got a real good friend who's been there for a long time, what we do, we say, hey, that's my family. You know what I mean? So what we do is it's a good side to family too. Like, without my family, for me personally, without my family, that's my rocks. You know what I'm saying? Though that's my support system, right? That's our support systems. And in turn, it kind of goes hand in hand, the good and the bad, right? Because in turn, that's your support system. And you tell them everything because you want your family to encourage you and support you and be a part of your growth and be a part of your success. The problem with that is, in telling everything, we're telling all our business to them, right? And then they feel a sense of entitlement to, well, you some of them are going to grow with you, and you give enough to, I want to empower you to go out and do this. So what I think anyway, I try to give a blueprint. Here's the blueprint on what I just did. I'm going to tell you step by step what I did so you can go do it yourself, like giving a cheat code. The problem is a lot of people want you to take the test for them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, a lot of your family members take your kindness for a weakness. You know what I'm saying? Or matter of fact, I just going some family members really is just ungrateful.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is, let's talk. Some family members can be ungrateful. You know what I mean? You can do everything for a person, a family member, right? And you can be sick, or you can be tired, or dead broke, and a motherfucker will still call you and ask you for some shit. And they know everything that you just went through.
Yeah.
Right? Motherfucker know you down bad. Somebody can come up and be like, hey, Pete, I know to this month ain't been jumping good up in the gym and everything. And you might have just told them, like, look, hey man, I'm barely finna keep these lights on.
Mhm.
And they might still be like, hey, you mind if you can loan me 500 real quick? Bro, I just told you that I'm barely keeping the lights on. But see, that comes from that sense of entitlement, right? Or that I can't tell you nothing. So then what happens is you start having to worry if I need to pull back on telling family members certain things. Now can I really share it to you? Because if I share it to you, are you gonna feel like I owe you for talking to you?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna owe you for confiding in you like I thought we supposed to be able to do? You know what I mean? So, family is everything. Like always be family oriented, but it can be a thin line, like on what can I tell family? You want to tell everything to the ones that's closest to you. I don't mean just all family, because all just because y'all got the same blood don't mean you're really family. You know what I'm saying? But to the ones that you interlocked with, you want to be able to share with them. But it's like, damn, at what price does this conversation come with? At what price am I gonna have to pay if I do something good and you see me doing something good? Automatically, the assumption comes, hey, I just won the lottery. I just hit $50 million. The family automatically gonna say, we rich.
Mhm.
We got it. Shit, we good. So they gonna start looking at how they gonna spend your blessings.
Mhm.
But somebody shot this to me before. Somebody shot this to me. God will punish you for blessing somebody else. That's why they say no good deed goes unpunished. God will punish you for blessing somebody else if he was trying to punish them and you bless them. If the blessing that God, if God is not ready to bless somebody else,
Mhm.
hey, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. And God is punishing you right now. But you step in and say, hey man, look like you're struggling here. Let me help you. But God was already teaching them a lesson.
Who are you
And
to try
so,
to step in?
right. And now you just stepped in and blocked God's blessing. You didn't get the blessing that God was giving, or you know what I mean? And so
Yeah,
now,
the lesson. You step in the
and
way of
so
the. Yeah.
right. And so now, guess what? God gonna say, since you want to be Billy Badass, you think you are, you Noah's Ark, right? You Santa Claus. You giving gifts. You giving blessings. Let me take something away from you. Now I'm gonna punish you. And so now you done been chastised. Sometimes you gotta just, and that go with family, with anybody really, man. But we talking on family because it's family, right? But sometimes you can get in trouble for blessing folks too many times, and giving too many blessings, like you say with them yeses. I always look at yeses as $100 bills and nos as pennies. You got a lot more pennies than you got $100 bills, but you keep on handing out your hundreds, you ain't gonna have enough for yourself.
Mhm.
But you can throw pennies all day and you can have peace of mind. We keep on giving so much to everybody. We're not helping them. We're hurting them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And helping them, we're hurting ourselves even more, because we're going to get punished for continuing to give people our blessings, or the blessings that they haven't worked for. You have to get out here and earn your keep, earn your blessings, earn your stripes. Quit looking to your family to be your financial support, your daycare, your taxi cab, your therapist. Man, listen, man, I got my own shit
Mhm.
that I deal with. If I'm dealing with my own shit, I don't want to deal with your shit too. You know what I'm saying? Deal with your shit, I'm gonna deal with my shit. And a lot of times it's hard to tell a family member, hey, not today. without them getting an attitude or getting aggressive or want to get off the phone with you or get out of your face and then run to the next family member and form an alliance on how they're going to talk about you or what you didn't do for this one. You know what I mean? And we all been there. So, you know, be mindful on what you do. And just like you were saying, be mindful on all them yeses you giving out. Sometimes you gotta tell a motherfucker, hey, no. And if that shit is hard, if it's hard saying no, say no, and then say I'll call you back. Hey, I can't do it real quick. I'm gonna hit you right back. And get off the phone, or hey, I can't do it real quick, but I'm gonna holler at you when I get back and leave. However you gotta do it. And I know it sounds passive or sneaky or trying to get up out of there. I'm gonna fuck what you call it. Do it for your peace of mind, not for theirs. Fuck what a person think about you. Bars.
And you know what? Family is what you make it. Family is what you make it, right? So family should be strong. Everybody should be able to support themselves. However, if when you need to lean on people, you lean on people. That's kind of what people do. But abusing it and not appreciating it is a problem. But leaning on someone when you are able to receive a blessing and grow with it, that's a blessing to everybody. Being a good gift. Some people are not good receivers. They don't receive the gift of the blessing well. And that's when the energy is lost and it becomes something that is lost for both individuals. The person who was in need of this blessing and the person who tried to step in and help with the blessing, if they're not a good receiver, that energy, that's real, that's actually a real thing. Like if you want to give someone a gift and they're a terrible receiver, the gift is never really given. And that's why it feels like both individuals are being punished. The giver is being punished because they weren't able to give the way they gave the way they wanted to, but because they gave to a poor receiver, it affected their spirit, their energy. That's why they feel punished. And because the person is a poor receiver, they are always seeming to be punished because they don't know how to receive the blessing, even when it's right in front of them and being given to them. So some people are poor receivers. So if a person is a poor receiver, the first thing they need to learn how to do is to be a better receiver. Also, if a person is a giver and can give, they need to choose their receivers wisely. They need to make sure, because otherwise that energy is going to affect them if they keep giving to poor receivers. Don't keep giving to poor receivers. It's an unnatural balance of energy. The best balance of energy is giving to good receivers. If that person ain't a good receiver, don't keep trying to give it to them. That's the balance of energy when both the energy is lost and both people are punished. Family is what you make it. Family should be strong, meaning individuals within the family should be strong. If you are the leader of the family, your strength has to resonate through the family. Now, if you're really a leader of a family, creating a community is vital. We talked about family, but your family needs to be built into a community. Just because a person is someone that people go to talk to all the time, give things all the time, help people with their problems all the time, just because they're the person that the family seems to go to the most of the time, doesn't mean that they're really being a leader. That just means that people are looking for them to lead, but they're not leading them nowhere. So again, learning to lead yourself so people can see what it really looks like. Breaking away from the bad habits that the family, which is your community, created growing up, and stepping outside of that, and then actually having something of substance to build upon. Like, we do this, this is how we do it. I do this, this is how I do it. And if you're going to be part of this I that I am becoming, then now it's we do this. And this is how we do it. When we pray like this. When we eat like this. When we speak like this. When we teach like this. When we name our children, we name our children like this. When we educate our children, we educate our children like this. We take these best practices that I have been working on. And if you're going to be part of this, I is going to be a we, which is a community, then this is how we do it. It's no different than a structure in a business that you build. This is how we do it. So don't just be a giver, be a leader. Lead yourself. And then when you develop these best practices, teaching, education, this is how we do it. It's not going to be perfect for everybody, but you got a much better chance. Also, you were talking about family and things, and sometimes people don't speak to you often, and they'll just come out the blue and ask for something. And even if you say, man, and you might be not where you exactly want to be, their picture of you is all that matters. How they see you is all that matters. So at that point, their needs are more important than yours. Their struggles are more important than yours. What they want is more important than your necessities, because how they see you, they see, well, you got this, that, and the third in their eyes. But one thing I would like to tell people, a person that works to get something, it's harder to maintain it once you get it. It takes work to get it, but to maintain it and continue to grow takes even more work. So just because you're looking at a person and thinking that they have achieved something and that gives you the right to hold them accountable for what you want and what you need, you would be wrong. Because a person that has achieved a certain lifestyle that didn't come from that, it takes more work to maintain and continue to grow than it even did to get there. Once you get there, the work really starts. It didn't stop. How do you think they got there? So one of the things that people need to do is if they truly care about somebody, because they'll say they care about them, don't beat them down. Don't beat them down. Respect their growth. I wrote this down. Respect their growth. Respect their freedom. Respect them. Don't expect them. Respect them. Don't expect them. I got a quote that I wrote probably like 5 years ago. And it is this: people don't respect people, they expect people. People don't respect people, they expect people. They expect a person to do something. That's disrespectful. So for all those individuals that are in a family that want to go to someone for something, what I want you to do, first and foremost, is respect that individual. And you'll be surprised how much more you grow, that person grows, your relationship grows, and the more you won't even need to ask them for anything. The more they'll be giving, because at that point, you'll become a better receiver. And honestly, people who are in that position, they love to give, but they cannot give to poor receivers. So for all of the family members who go to individuals, I want you to start to do one thing: respect them to the utmost, to the fullest. Respect everything. And this is how you know that you're either respecting or disrespecting. When they tell you what their boundaries are, respect them. I'm going to say it again. When they tell you what their boundaries are, respect them. They're not writing you out their life. They're telling you what their boundaries are. Respect them. When they tell you how to operate around them, respect it. Don't try to sneak. Don't try to lie. Don't try to brush it off like, nigga, whatever. Girl, please. Respect it. When they show you what they go for and what they not go for, respect it. And when they communicate with you, that's the best thing a person could ever do is communicate. When that person that's the rock, when that person that everybody go to communicates their dislikes and likes with you, respect it. And if you can't respect that, get the fuck out their way. And to the individuals who are the rocks, if you notice that people are, if you feel disrespected even slightly, even a little, you get them the fuck out your life. Don't wait for them to do it. If it ain't respected, get away from it. Don't allow yourself to be disrespected. And those of you, if you really love these individuals, respect them. When they communicate, respect that. Family, you make it.
That was a cold ass little segment you just broke right there. That was cold right there. I felt that shit. I'm gonna say you can't save everybody, right? I'm gonna piggyback off what you said because that was a cold little shit right there. But you can't. People gonna set boundaries, right? And respect it, like you said, respect it. And when I say you can't save everybody, some motherfuckers is some people. I'm trying to stop cursing, but some people you just have to let them people be them people, right? Some people ain't gonna change regardless on age or whatever they're going through. They're going to be who they are, and a lot of times people will set boundaries. This is the boundary. I don't want this. I don't want that. And a lot of times, the love for a person, sometimes the love for a person can make you try to go around that boundary.
Yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because what you said, if I see you're struggling in an area and you're not, and you don't necessarily see that you're struggling in that area, but you say, hey, leave me here. This is the boundary that I set. Don't touch me. Don't cross this line. But I see that you're struggling there. The right thing to do would be say, hey, I'm going to leave you right there because you said leave it right there. That's the respectful thing to do. But the other part of it would say, but I see you struggling. I know that you're hurting right here. And I know that I can be of some assistance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the problem is we're not respecting the boundary. Mm-hmm. And the also problem is now what happens is you become in a moral conflict. Mm-hmm. Like, do I help you or do I just let you drown, right? Do I help you or do I let you drown? But again, I can get punished, right? Here's the thing. I can get punished for helping you because what God is punishing you for, I'm not supposed to deliver the blessing. But because I keep on trying to deliver the blessing, now I'm being punished for it. So sometimes you can't save everybody. Sometimes you just gotta let God do what God's gonna do. Hey, you know. And I like when you said it, man. The person gonna communicate and they will. But sometimes your love for a person, and I ain't saying this for everybody, and I'm really only using this for spouses. You know what I'm saying? I'm only using this for spouses because a lot of times spouses don't respect each other's boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, man, I know you. I've been with you forever. I know how you know. So I'm using that for that example. Even family members too, because even siblings, that's the siblings especially, because that's the real, because siblings, they
have
think
no boundaries
on nothing. Little ones, big ones, middle ones, they feel like, man, we siblings, I can say whatever the fuck I want to say to you. And it's gonna be what it is. And sometimes you gotta cut them motherfuckers off too. It ain't nothing to cut a motherfucker off. Sometimes you gotta cut people off sometimes. Not because you don't love them, but I'm gonna cut you off because you can't respect me. Because you don't appreciate what I've done or what I'm doing, or you don't respect this boundary that I put up in place. And a lot of times you have to learn to cut people off, family members included, because
no love lost.
It ain't no love lost. It ain't nothing. It's, hey, man, listen, we grew up together, and that reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Family is your family. They're always gonna be your family. But that don't mean they're gonna be a lifetime. That don't mean they're gonna be with you your whole lifetime. You can be best friends with a person all the way from ankle high to
Man,
all the way to graduate to high school, and you can go up to college and don't even talk to them no more, or the conversation in our relationship ain't the same no more. It happens all the time. So read the season of lifetime, and your family's going to change the more
hopefully
you
for the
go through life. Hopefully for the better. Are we drinking the same water? We are. Sponsored by Vitamin Water. Just fucking with y'all. But your family's going to change because again, you're going to move away from family members. You're going to add family, maybe get a wife or a husband, have some kids, some, whatever the circumstances, right? Your family change. Your best friend may look out for you more than your family members do, and you add family, but respect the boundaries,
yes,
respect the person, communicate. Communication is key in
yes,
whatever. And it don't matter if it's a brother, a sister, a cousin.
mother,
Only person that you really can't cut off is your mama.
but you still got to have the boundaries there
But you
because
still gotta have that boundary there. Go ahead.
we talked about boundaries for siblings, and one of the craziest boundaries that can ever be set is with your mother, more than with your father, more than with anybody else. The boundaries with a mother, and for two women, the boundaries is even more crazy. For a son and a mother, it's a little easier to set the boundaries solely because of the difference of how you operate and carry yourself. Is once you move from out your mother's house, the boundaries are set a little bit differently. And even when there's certain little things that happen, I feel like the impact of the mother and daughter boundaries is a little bit more. But I'm not a woman, so I can't say for sure. But from my uh, perspective, it seems like those boundaries might be a little bit more difficult to identify for each of them to respect. But I do know having your own is always a great way to set boundaries. Is my dope. Um,
Ain't that what they used to say, P? You want to run shit, get your own shit.
I like what you said. Respect the boundaries, and that's the best practice, is what I wanted to say. Meaning
Right.
the individual who sets the boundaries, who does the communication, them respecting the boundaries is the best practice. When they set the boundaries, if they don't respect them, that's poor practice because now it's not a consistency, it's not a discipline. It's like when we were talking about being disciplined and being consistent. Well, once you set these boundaries, if the person is out of love or here we go again, what's the word I'm looking for?
Peer
Out of
pressure,
no, not peer pressure.
fight, love.
No, when a guilt, when a person feels
Mm,
guilt, it didn't take me that long this time. When a person out of guilt feels like they're guilted into, well, they go around the boundaries. They said they only harming the
for
situation. They not
themselves.
helping the situation. They hurting the person and themselves because now the person doesn't respect the boundary because they like all they got to do is ask a certain way and this person will go and the boundaries don't, and they'll start to believe that the boundaries that are set don't persist to them. Like the boundary ain't for them. Yeah, you talk about everybody else, but I don't have to worry about those boundaries that you so-called set. So don't compound the problem. Make sure you take the boundaries that you set seriously and respect them seriously. And in order to do so, it's a growth, right? A person has to grow. Setting the boundaries is just the start. It's like the goal. My goal is to set these boundaries. The ultimate dream is that once these boundaries have been set and practiced, I'll have a peace of mind and my family will grow and I'll grow. That's the ultimate dream. So you can't keep going around the boundaries and expecting to achieve the goal of getting to the ultimate goal, which is a peace of mind and everyone growing and being the best version of themselves. So it's a growth to set the boundary, but it's more growth that needs to be done, which is respecting the boundaries that you set. So I like when you said that, and also that boundaries are different for different individuals. The boundaries you set with your mother and your children and your significant other may be different. And I don't want people to think of boundaries as a negative thing. It's just a form of communication that people need to respect. And like you said, both parties need to respect it. The person who is communicated and those who have on the receiving end of that communication. And if the receivers are not respecting it, you have to go ahead. For their negligence, you have to remove them so they understand that it's serious.
Don't block your blessings. Don't block your blessings, and don't give blessings to people because you don't know who God got his own plan. So if it ain't on your heart and God say do it,
That's what I was about to say. And I just said that today to the member, that one of my members I was talking to. Don't get confused with what's put on your heart. Just like setting boundaries is put on your heart. When you are supposed to give or when it'll be put on your heart. That you don't fight that. People is not, come on, man. Let's just be all the way real for a second. Your spirit tells you when you should or shouldn't do something. The problem is people don't listen to the spirit because all the other distractions is much louder than the spirit. The spirit is loud enough if you listen, but people tend to listen to the stuff that's all the other loud talking, loud distractions, all the negative thoughts. They listen to that. And then once they finally do that and the spirit, and then the thing goes wrong, the spirit is there to say, see, I told you. And it's like, I know I should have listened. So you can practice making the spirit louder and actually listen to it because it's loud enough.
You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is? People confuse time with love. People confuse time with the spirit. People confuse time with debt. People confuse time. And I'm saying that it's chronometrophobia. Shout out to 3000. But the fear of time, right? I've been with this person for so long, or I knew you for so long that, again, it comes back to that sense of entitlement, that sense of I don't have to abide by your boundaries, that sense of whatever, because I gave you this amount of time. And we can
changes because of the amount of time.
Because exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Because all the time I've known you. Yeah.
Because all the time that I've known you and all the time that we did this, whatever you said, that's for everybody else. It's not for me. I'm not included in that. We all subconsciously or externally exclude ourselves from a person's boundaries or a person's limitations because that's for them. That ain't for me. And we confuse time. You know what I'm saying? We mislabel the time for love and exclusion, right? Just because you've known a person for so long, or I've been here for this amount of time, I'm excluded from these boundaries. I'm excluded from these limitations. I'm excluded from what you won't do for the right. You gonna help me because I've been doing this forever. And the problem is we have to stop doing that. See, we only get one life. You get one life. You don't know how much time you have on this life, in this life. You don't know how much time you have. You don't know when that clock stops. But we spend so much of our time with certain people that they feel like our time is their time, like our time is conjoined. Our time is not conjoined. My time is my time, your time is your time. And I got to do with my time what I see fit for my life, because when I die and I get to sit down and ask God, hey God, why did you take me away this fast or so soon? God gonna say, well, I gave you this amount of time. What did you do with it? You know what I mean? And it's gonna look up to me to say, hey, I spent this amount of time with such and such, and this time helping this person, and this time doing this, and God gonna say, yeah, but I didn't put you there for that. I put you there to live your life, but you did everything. I told this person got in trouble, and you went over there and gave them your blessings. So I took it from you because you didn't appreciate it. And now they over there running with your blessings because you didn't do what you were supposed to do with your time. Well, you spent so much time there, but I showed you this person was bad for you. But instead of you exiting the stage left, you stayed there. So guess what? I punished you for it because I told you to leave and you didn't want to leave. And I showed you red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag, sign after sign after sign, message after message. And you stayed. And when you stayed, guess what? This person was getting punished. But guess what? You gave them your blessings. So now you here. So when you got to answer to God, you gotta say to yourself, am I living the best version of myself that God has fit for me and sees fit for?
According to God's will.
According to God's will, because if I'm not, then I need to readjust and realign and recenter myself and get in accordance to the way God sees fit. And this is the problem. For me, I'm looking at it at this. I can say a whole lot of things that I've done, but I'm not. But for every move that I'm making moving forward, I'm making sure that it's according to God's will. God got to judge, and because God's gonna be the one who judge me, right? So I'm going to let God dictate my next steps in every facet of life. And I caught myself with a decision earlier today, and I went on a interview with some people, and I said, I got my own thing. So I'm gonna go listen. Not necessarily that I want it, but if it's something that can be tempting to me, I would like to hear. I would like to hear how another person sees me, and if they put that value on me that I value myself at. But I already had, before I even got there, I set a standard in my head. If it ain't this fucking check sheet, right, then I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away from it. And before I got there, I said, God, if this is what you want me to do, then I'll do it. But if not, when I got there, the first biggest thing on my list was the first thing they said is this. I said, well, can you do more? They said, no, this is. I said, okay, well, already in my head, I already knew. But here's the thing. I start trying to negotiate with myself. Maybe I can, if I, but when God shows you what he has for you, you don't go against it. And that goes back to that monopoly I was telling you about earlier. Something came up because I needed it. I seen it. When things look bad, you start to panicking. Oh, how I'm gonna get it? How I'm gonna do it? And God say, "Here, I'll show you this. And you can have this. But remember what you said to me back then. Remember what you prayed for. Remember when you prayed for this? Now I gave it to you. You said you want to be more successful, right? You said you want to be more successful. God, remember I told you when you want to be more successful, he's not going to just say, here's more riches for you. Here, take this. What are you going to do? He's going to put you in a situation. He's going to put you in a situation where you're going to suffer and make you work for the more success that you want. Now, I was going to put you in situations. It's a test. You want to be this? Well, let's see if you're going to really work for it. I'm going to take this away and I'm going to make you have to work harder for it, because the harder you go, then the more you're going to appreciate it and the more you're going to take your blessing. God. What a mighty God we serve. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and speak after this, people. I want to say this. God is so powerful that he will use the devil to deliver your blessings. Let that sink in. God is so powerful that he will use the devil to deliver your blessings. That's a mighty God that we serve. So follow what he shows you, follow his plan, follow his path, let him order it, and follow that. Respect the person boundaries, but don't block your blessings trying to help somebody else. You got to answer for you. And you got to, when this day is over, you got to answer for you. And when he asks you, did you live according to how I seen fit for you? Or did you live how you wanted to live? You better be ready to answer that question.
Yeah. Yeah, you said that too. You said if that people exclude themselves from the boundaries. Well, Yeah, if a person excludes themselves from the boundaries, then they are excluded. Like, simply put, if a person refuses to, you set the boundaries and you're not going around the boundaries yourself and they just are continuously excluding themselves from the boundary, well, then that's the person you exclude. They are excluded because the boundary is part of you and it protects you. So if a person is refusing to respect the communication, how you communicate with them, and they want to try to go around that communication, then they are excluded. Don't feel no type of way about it, but good. That's how you should feel because you go feel better because you don't got to deal with that BS no more. So don't let it mess with your spirit, worried about how they feel about the boundaries that you set. Don't go around them. And if they exclude the bound, if they feel like they're excluded, then they are. They're excluded from being around you until they can respect you. Because when we say boundaries, we're talking about you. Your communication, your boundaries is an extension to you. So they need to respect you. They don't respect you, they're excluded. I want to say too that it's a theme. We always, what you said this a couple times. When we speak, it seems to all tie in. And the theme today, even though we're talking about family, is time. Time is the theme that keeps coming up. It keeps coming up time and time again. We keep talking about time and how valuable and important time is, how time affects how people see each other, how they interact with each other, their expectations of each other, the how they receive blessings from God. All this stuff is tied into time. So how you spend your time is very, very important because time is valuable, right? So what are you going to spend your time doing? Are you going to spend your time working on best practices? Are you going to spend your time improving uh, habits because habits drive a lifestyle? What will a person do with their time? All the time is not going to always be correct. That's why you continue to work, spend time continuously working. So just think about what you're going to do with your time and what's the best way to spend your time that you have. And I want to say this is something I read in the book about money, but it applies often in life. And it's a practice that I always find myself. They said, poor people think one or the other. Wealthy people think both.
Mm.
Poor people think one or the other. Wealthy people think both. And that was one of the things, obviously, that stood out to me in the book and that resonated with me and made a whole lot of sense when I read it. That putting into practice, always thinking both. So when you're dealing with family, you got basically two sides of it, right? Just like most things, there's two sides of it. Poor people think one or the other. Wealthy people think both. And what that means, and what I mean by saying it, even though I didn't write that, what that means is that you can have what you exactly what you're supposed to have. And you can hold on to exactly what you worked for and what you gained that is yours. You don't have to lose it. You just have to be able to recognize how to keep and get both. If someone is presenting a challenge and that challenge requires it to be like, well, all right, well, fuck it then. You that's over with. That's what most people will do. Like, oh, I wanna get this new opportunity to make more money. Or they had a relationship with somebody and a business relationship I'm talking about. And a person says, well, this is gonna change. This business relationship that we had is gonna change. I need to do this now. And then they like, well, that's not what we originally agreed upon. And that doesn't work for me. And they're like, well, this is what it is. A poor person would say, well, fuck it then. I'm not doing business with you no more. Even though that business, that piece was a big vital part of their business. Wealthy individual, not just wealthy in money, but wealthy in wisdom, most important, will say, all right, I'm gonna get back to you. And what they're going to do is spend time on figuring out, well, how do I get both? How do I get exactly everything that I'm supposed to be getting while also continuing to supply this individual with what they need to help the relationship manifest and grow. And there's always a way. It's just like playing chess, but you got to use wisdom. You got to be wealthy in wisdom, and you'll be wealthy everywhere else. So I want people to start thinking both, not just thinking one thing. how do you get the best of both worlds, like people say? What can you do to not lose something that's you're supposed to have? How do you what do you do to grow something when it's time for it to grow? How do you continue to allow things to manifest into what they're supposed to be if it doesn't immediately look like the blessing that you want it to be? It doesn't necessarily check off exactly what you thought it should look like. Sometimes you have to think, how do I get both without sacrificing what you're supposed to do? There's a way, but it's deeper within your wealth of your wisdom. And that's how you continue to grow as far as that wealth goes. Don't always just think one. Don't always just think one way. How do you get both? Because you deserve to have everything that is yours, everything that's meant for you. Don't just throw it out the window because somebody made you mad. Don't just throw it out the window because something changed. Don't just throw it out the window because it didn't exactly align with what you wanted to. Step back for a second and then go, oh, I got it. I know how to get both. This is what I'm gonna do. Real quick, I'm gonna give you an example. I got members, right? And sometimes, like, my members will do things that's not in line with their onboarding, like how I want them to be my members. Long story short, my members, I would love for them to be like this. That's their people, though, so they don't always do these things. And some of these things, like any other people, it can irritate you, right? And all of my members, you're my favorite member. Don't worry about it. I ain't talking about you. But these things that sometimes they can do, I could be like, man, so and so, man, I just refuses to blase blase. It could be a new person that I just brought on, and they paying $4,000 a month, right? They paying $4,000 a month to train with me, but they just refuse to follow these things, right? So I can be like, man, well, fuck them. They refusing to do this, man. They get on my nerves too much, and I could let them go, or I could, by irritation, some way drive them out the door, right? Or I can do both. I could figure out what I need to do to keep them paying me that $4,000, but also get them to operate in the way that I would like for them to operate to be part of my business. I can do both. It's possible. I just got to figure it out. And when I do, I get to keep both. And now I level up. So there's a way to get both. You just have to be wise enough to figure it out, and it'll level you up. I just wanted to share that.
Others out there for I don't know where you're gonna edit it at. You know what I mean? But never subdue your dream to help somebody else's flourish. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. But don't put your shit on the back burner to help somebody else grow their shit. Yeah. If you believe in yourself and you believe in yourself, invest in yourself. It's gonna be the best investment you'll ever make. We spend too much time trying to let somebody else dictate our lives. Absolutely. Everybody not meant to be chiefs and generals and shit like that. But if it's in you, and it's not for the weak, because this shit is not easy. Yeah. You know this shit ain't, it's gonna be some days you're gonna be down there like, I don't know, what the fuck did I get into? Where you're gonna be doing shit that you like, man, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I gotta do it. It's not for everybody. But if you believe in yourself, as we all should, invest in yourself, because it's the biggest investment that you'll ever make in your life. And don't put your shit on the back burner to help somebody else grow their shit, grow their whatever they're trying to do. So use your time wisely. Believe in you. Set boundaries. Stick to them. Man, tell motherfuckers no. Throw that shit out there like pennies. Nope, I ain't doing it. Because you keep giving them yeses, and you're not going to have nothing left for yourself. Because remember this, everybody don't think like you. Everybody's not going to do what you're doing. So you can help a motherfucker, and then you can go to a person for help, and they'd be like, I ain't even got it, bro. They mastered the art of saying no like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you've been telling people yeah all the time. So love yourself. Love your family. Respect your family, but make sure they're doing the same for you. Respect that they're respecting you, that they loving on you, and that they can respect your boundaries. Make sure that you reciprocity. Make sure you invest in yourself. Make sure that you keeping your dreams alive and your goals. Because remember, we all got a date. We all got that expiration date. When you get up there and you start looking back on your life, did you live the life that you wanted to live? The life that you want to live, not the life that somebody else dictated for you, or somebody else manipulated you to live, or any of that, or did you stick to your boundaries? Did you stick to your guns and get rid of people? Because everybody's not meant to go to the top with you. Everybody's not meant to ride the whole ride with you. Do you love yourself enough to set them boundaries? Do you love yourself enough to go for yours? Do you love yourself enough to say no?
Shout out to my mom for the reciprocity, because she actually called me about 2 weeks ago and said it was put on my heart to pray reciprocity over you. And so shout out to my mom, because when you said that, that's exactly what came to my mind. My mom called me 2 weeks ago, and that's exactly
Shout
what
out,
she.
Mama P. Shout out to my mama too. Love you, mama.
So that actually came from my mom, so I wanted to give her shout out for that. She gonna say, in her word that she gonna say is now. Now. That's what my mom always say. She say now. But you know, I was thinking too as you were speaking, and I know we're about to get out of here. You got to be careful who you take advice from.
That part. Hello.
You know what you're saying? Like, if they don't think like you, if they don't, you know, if people are not if they're not working on themselves and best practicing, and they're not, don't invite them to give you advice. Don't even. So you might start talking to somebody because you want to get something off your chest, right? A person may start talking to someone because they want to get something off their chest. And the person that they're getting it off their chest to, they don't think about the fact that that person is then going to try to give them some advice. But oftentimes the person that people are getting something off their chest to, that person don't deserve to give no advice. They're not qualified. So they're getting something off their chest to a person that's about to lead them into doing some shit that's not beneficial. They go get angry with them. The person came to get something off their chest because they was upset. This person that they talking to just go get angry with them. So then they go tell them some angry shit to do. Fuck that shit. Yeah, they got you. You know what the fuck you should. You fuck them. Don't do shit. Tell them kiss your ass. No, that's not good advice. This motherfucker, this person is ignorant. You gotta get out the bad habit. This is a bad habit. It's a bad habit to be talking to people that ain't qualified to be listening. Oftentimes people be talking, have the bad habit to be talking to people who ain't qualified to listen. They just watch goddamn reality shows. Like we was talking about, I'm working with the dude. So all they got is reality show type responses. I don't need a motherfucker that's gonna give me a reality show type response. Hell no, they got you. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I also don't need I don't know person. Oh, yeah, shit, that's crazy. I don't even know. Why are you talking to them? It's a bad habit. We have to catch ourselves when we start elaborating things that have gone over that's above people's head that ain't even in that, they're not even in that arena. We got to start catching ourselves when we get ready to be like, man, you know what happened today, so-and-so, because the only thing they can do is give you a response that's not going to be beneficial.
No, and then you get mad at yourself for even talking. You start getting mad at them. This
Yeah.
nigga right
Oh
here.
my, yes, yes. As soon as they start talking, you get more mad because you like, this one. That's
This
all they
nigga.
know. Oh
Yeah.
my God. What? And now what you talking? That's our fault. Quit being in a rush to just let something out to a person that's right there. They're not qualified. If you got one person that's qualified and there you have a mutual respect for each other, that's who you go talk to. Talk to God, talk to the person that God sends your way to allow that. But quit talking to all these motherfuckers. They're not qualified. They are only going to upset you and give you an upset response. And if a person is too ignorant to understand that, you one of them.
That part.
If a person's too ignorant to understand and resonate with what I just said, then you one of them people, and it's two of y'all together.
Sometimes we be arguing with fools, but you say everybody ain't qualified to listen.
That's
Yeah, because sometimes you just be like, bro, I don't even want you to talk. I just want you to listen. Just let me vent real quick. Just let me vent real quick. Because sometimes niggas just need an ear.
It ain't about a response. They just need somebody to listen.
You gave your best practice was at the end when you said, talk to God and whoever he sends to you. Because when you talk to God, he's going to listen and he's going to talk to you mentally, maybe, however he communicate, but he's going to give you the answer. He'll send somebody or he'll send a message or a sign, and God will send you multiple. Somebody just told me this today. God will send you multiple messages, the same message in different ways until you receive it. That's cold. God will tell you the same thing 20 times because you probably didn't pick it up all 19. But the 20th time in some weird ass way, bruh, that was the message.
All day.
So, yeah, sometimes you better watch who you talk to. That was cold, man. Watch who you get advice from. Shit, watch who you giving it to. Shit, because sometimes you can give people information and advice and they not ready to receive it. And you just wasted air.
Or you tell them great advice, they interpret it differently because their way of processing information is not clear, and they take that otherwise good information, and because their level of comprehension, how they comprehend, and then they'll say you told them. I ain't told you what. No, that's not what I said. Well, someone's peers said that I was watching the podcast and Casey and Paris said, bitch, we didn't tell you that. That's not what we said. That's what their level of comprehension, lack of wisdom, and profound ignorance makes them take otherwise great sounding information that they could actually put into practice, because we're talking about things that we have put into practice. And when you share that with them, so to your point, be careful who you share with, because they may not be ready to receive it. Again, goes back to poor receivers. They're not ready to receive it because they lack the comprehension. They are stuck in a low vibration, and and it affects their comprehension by this right here. I'm in my office today. This is why my background different. I'm the only person in the world that owns this. I own this slogan. I trademarked it. Copyright. Trademarked it, everything. Train the brain and the body will follow. Anybody that knows, when I started my business years ago, everywhere I went, I had this on the shirt. Hoodie, shirt, everywhere I went. Every time I went somewhere, everybody would ask me about it. I remember one day, and this is in my book, so anybody who read my book knows what I'm talking about. But I was in the store, and this old lady in the store that worked at the store was a store clerk. Me, Amanda, Kai, coming through the checkout. She says, "That's not true." I said, "Huh?" She said, "That's not true," pointing at my shirt. People that are smart are not more in shape than other people. That's not true. Just because you're smart don't mean that you're in shape. Well, this bitch was dumb, because that's not what that says. This don't say that you got a high GPA. It's a bunch of people. Most people that got high GPAs is out of shape. Big, smart, fat motherfucker. Like, that's not what that says. It says nothing about your education, that if you're good in mathematics or that you have a high GPA. That's not what that says. But because of her level of comprehension, she took otherwise great life-changing information and messed it up. So, yeah, you can't give certain things to certain people because of their lack of comprehension. This doesn't mean this has nothing to do with being educated. This has of school education. This has everything to do with the fact that your mind controls everything that you do. This is the and the responses of how you move, do, act, react. It's all about your training here. But I ain't gonna get too deep into that. But anyway, yeah. So it's true. You got to be careful.
Already. Sure. When we getting on again, Pete? No, don't even tell me, because we'll be on next week.
We'll be back.
We'll be on next week. Hey, we do get one in every week though.
We have been. I gotta drop the last two books of the episode, but I think this one right here, bro. I'm gonna call this one time, and I'm gonna drop one clip.
Hey, call it. Hey, however you want to. You're gonna say call it time.
I'll come back and drop some clips from it so people can have their favorite clips. I'm gonna drop one clip and call it time.
Hey, we just came off the dome with this one, but I mean, you said family, but every time we get on one topic anyway, anytime we start, it always interlinks with one another. It always brings it right back. So that's the dope part about it.
Yeah, when I get into the segments, I'll name some of the segments family, but I'm gonna name this one time for the whole clip. I'm gonna
drop the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, and then segments, I'll break them up.
Yeah, I mean, that was dope anyway. Yeah, hey, that's dope, man. I just like what we doing. Period, man. We just getting better and better and better. I'm telling you. You see, when I did, I came with the question of the day and all that shit. I came with it off the rip early.
You wanted to. Hey, KC didn't even want to talk about the other shit. I'm gonna tell you what happened. No, I'm gonna tell you what happened. At least what I think. You are on that wave of how good we've been doing with the substance stuff.
Yeah.
And so you was like, I'm gonna breeze through this shit right here. I don't even want us to spend a lot of time on this today. I want to get to this substance. You know what I mean? Yeah, drinking all that shit. Yeah. All right, now let's get to this.
Yeah, because I rather give. I mean, everybody can go and click on here and see people talking about anything. I'd rather give something that if one of our if today my last down is earth or your last down is earth, man, and these is what people see and these are our last impressions of that they get to see of me or you, man, I don't want them to just get some bullshit from us. I want them to be able to say, yo, them dudes right there, them men spoke life into us. They gave life. They didn't give out garbage and trash and just put out anything. But when they spoke, they had substance to give us. They had something to feed into. I want to make sure that we're pouring into people as much as we can. Whatever, and every time we speak to them, I want to pour into somebody, bro. And you have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge. And I like to make sure that we getting that. But with the shit, we see Kendrick and every time I turn around, I see J. Cole and Kendrick and Drake and them on Instagram. I'm gonna say it because I know that gave us our most views and shit. But
every time you turn around and you don't see this, so that's
part.
Yeah. So we gonna give
that
you that
part.
Yeah, you can go get all that stuff from anywhere, but we gonna give you this no cap.
We got our own lane, bro. We got our own lane. We ain't Uncle Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay. We ain't. It is what it is. Even though I like all them podcasts, by the way. But nigga, this is no cap. We ain't come here to give you. It is what it is. They already doing that. We ain't come to give you Club Shay Shay and sit on the couch. Somebody already doing that. We came to give you positive proof testimonies, man. Things that we then been through, life behaviors. We not celebrities, and I ain't trying to give you celebrity advice. I'm a nigga from around the corner who done been through some shit that a lot of niggas from around the corner gonna go through. So if I can give you a little bit of advice on how to navigate it, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice on how to navigate it. I ain't Instagram. I'm this nigga that's right here that been through some shit. So if I got the answer and I got a little bit and it can help you, I'm gonna give it to you. It's that simple. And my partner training the brain, he teaching you a mindset. Nigga, you want to be better, you want to be strong, nigga. I'm not gonna just teach you how to get better with shape. Nigga, I'm gonna teach you how to program that shit in your mind so that all your practices and everything that you do is the best set and that it's gonna keep you going. Because if you teach a man how to fish, you're gonna feed him for life. But if you give a motherfucker a fish, you're gonna feed him for a day. So my partner said, I'm gonna teach you how to fish. And I said, I'm gonna give you the way to get there. Nigga, no. That was called. I like that.
And before we get out of here, like you said today on the phone, we wear the hoodies when we need to wear the hoodie. We wear the suits when we need to wear the suits. And we are equally comfortable in both of them. I'm not uncomfortable with business, and I'm not uncomfortable handling my business. So, you know, sometimes requires for the hoodie. Oftentimes, though, what we were talking about is we're working on, oftentimes, the suit. I mean, I wear sweatsuits every day. This is my suit. But figuratively, the suit, the guy that is able to go into the room and get the business deals, understand the business, and inspire and enlighten. But at the same time, the dude with the hoodie that came from something, that is what qualifies them to be in the position that they in. Because where they came from, it's not where they now sit. They sit somewhere different than where they came from. But I still got my hoodie though.
And we still got these suits and ties. You feel me? P, how long you been in business now? 10 years now?
I've been technically, 2013.
2013? We say 11 years. Look, I'm on year number 3. You know what I'm saying? 21, 22. I'm on year number 3. You see what I'm saying? So y'all getting 14 years of entrepreneurship.
Hey, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? 14 years. You feel me? So, I mean, I've spent a lot of decades being a worker, and my partner spent a lot of time being a boss. Now I moved out of the elevator and grew up to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Or another form of word that we like to say, another hustler, another level of hustling. That's what we're doing. And, you know, so we can give you a little bit of game, man. One thing about it for sure, life has been lifing. And life's all of us. So if I can help in your life journey, he can help in your life journey in any aspect. Man, y'all leave a comment, leave your questions, and if we got the answer, we'll give it to you.
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
Shout out to Uncle Shay and
Cam and May.
And Cam and all of them. You know one thing that they do on their show all the time?
What's that?
They get donations.
They get donations?
For sure. Live, when they be on the chat, they get donations in the chat. They get donations to continue to do their show. Their money does not just come from sponsorship. Their money comes from the viewers. Viewers donate. So, hey, you know what? We accept donations too.
Yeah, No Cap Foundation.
We accept donations too. No. Donations for their channel. It's their, they donate to the channel for them doing, this is on YouTube. This is not nothing new. On YouTube, on people's channels, people donate for the channel, for the content, for them to continue to grow the channel and develop. Donations comes from their viewers. So, No Cap, it's accepting donations. No Cap. Our job, we want to continue to bring this to you. We want to continue to develop our content and continue to grow. So, yeah, we are accepting donations just like the biggest form of everyone else that does this on YouTube. And in our lane, we are now accepting donations.
I'll be out there. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there in where we at? We in June. I think I'll be out there in June.
Y'all go get an episode of No Cap with us sitting side by side.
Yeah, I'll be out there in June. Yeah. That's gonna be crazy. I'll be out there. I'll be out there in June.
We're gonna do it at the studio. We're gonna do it here. We're gonna set up.
It's all good. Okay. It's all good because I'm gonna be there. I know I got a baby shower. My niece is having a baby. What's up, JJ? But yeah, I'm gonna be there. So then when I come, I'm gonna come. We're gonna record, and I want to go to the if y'all do the Amongst Men. Man, I want to get in there.
You tell me the date. I'm gonna make sure we do the Amongst Men. So that'll
it's
be
all good. When I get my ticket, I'm gonna tap in and be like, Peter, today I'm gonna be out there. So I come. Hey, when I come in, if y'all come in, I'll be there. I'll be gone, bro. Hey, I wiggle. So I'm gonna tell you the date, and so I can mark the days on. I'll probably stay for a couple of days. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll do the Amongst Men, which is another podcast. I'm a speaker on, but we'll do that. Hey, if you're interested, I said we'll do the Amongst Men.
Yeah.
That so. Hey, before we go, I want to leave this with y'all. If you're interested in donating to help to this cause of what we're doing, hey man, donate. Go ahead, hit us up, and we are accepting donations, live and direct. We appreciate y'all's support. We appreciate y'all comments, and we appreciate the donations. And that's
like, subscribe, comment, donate, share, donate, and if you donate, and if you watching this with your partner, nigga, get off her phone or his phone and put it on yours and subscribe and like.
You subscribe too. Go on to your YouTube channel, subscribe, and then share. And yeah, we are accepting donations. No cap.
No cap. All right, so I'm finna talk. Hey, P, I'm gonna holler at you later, bro.
All right, man. In a minute.
All right, in a minute.